The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, requires each state to develop a State Performance Plan, Annual Performance Report, SPP-APR, that evaluates the state's efforts to implement the requirements and purposes of the IDEA and describe how the state will improve its special education implementation. The SPP-APRs include indicators that measure child and family outcomes and other indicators that measure compliance with the requirements of IDEA. The indicators in Part B of IDEA fall into three monitoring priority areas: provision of a free, appropriate public education, FAPE, in the least restrictive environment, state exercise of general supervision, including child fine, effective monitoring, the use of resolution meetings, mediation, and a system of transition services, disproportionate representation of racial and ethnic groups in special education and related services to the extent the representation is the result of inappropriate identification. The South Carolina Office of Special Education Services must set targets on the indicators that involve student performance. We have a series of recorded presentations in order to get stakeholder feedback on the proposed targets. Indicator 4 pertains to suspension and expulsion specifically. This indicator contains two parts. The first part, Indicator 4A, is the percent of districts that have a significant discrepancy in the rate of suspensions and expulsions of greater than 10 days in a school year for children with IEPs, and Indicator 4B, the percent of districts that have a significant discrepancy by race or ethnicity in the rate of suspensions and expulsions of greater than 10 days in a school year for children with IEPs, and b. policies, procedures, or practices that contribute to the significant discrepancy and do not comply with requirements relating to the development and implementation of IEPs, the use of positive behavioral interventions and supports, and procedural safeguards. In this second part, Indicator 4B, a district must meet both of those requirements. Notice it is an "and" to be considered as having a significant discrepancy. This indicator is separate and apart from significant disproportionality. In order to understand this indicator, we have to understand how it is measured. Indicator 4A is measured by the number of districts that meet the state-established N size that have a significant discrepancy in the rates of suspensions and expulsions for greater than 10 days in a school year of children with IEPs divided by the number of districts in the state that meet the state-established N size times 100. Indicator 4B is measured by the number of districts that meet the state-established N size for one or more racial ethnic groups that have a significant discrepancy by race or ethnicity in the rates of suspensions and expulsions of greater than 10 days in a school year of children with IEPs, and b. policies, procedures, or practices that contribute to the significant discrepancy and do not comply with requirements relating to the development and implementation of IEPs, the use of positive behavioral interventions and supports, and procedural safeguards divided by the number of districts in the state that meet the state-established N size for one or more racial ethnic groups times 100. This slide shows the historical data for the state and our target and actual suspension and expulsion rates from 2016 through 2019. This slide shows our proposed targets starting with 2020 through 2025. Currently, suspension expulsion, or Indicator 4, is a performance factor in the LEA determinations and is part of the current System of Tiered Assistance, or SOTAS, risk assessment. We anticipate this indicator remaining in both the determinations and the risk assessment. The OSIS SEL Focus Group is committed to providing consistent, collaborative, proactive direction and support focused in the areas of social-emotional learning to meet the profile of the South Carolina graduate, world-class knowledge, world-class skills, and life and career characteristics. In order to achieve the proposed SPP targets for suspensions and expulsions, the SEL Focus Group at OSIS developed this goal to guide our work. As an SEL team, we plan to provide resources and supports to LEAs so that LEAs can build capacity to decrease the number of suspensions and expulsions and reduce the risk for significant discrepancy. The SEL team plans to accomplish our goal through these listed actions. We plan to develop and share guidance, trainings, and professional learning opportunities, which will include the development of courses in our learning management system. We plan to increase collaborative opportunities within the agency by partnering with the offices of Early Learning and Literacy, Personalized Learning, Student Intervention Services, and Teacher Effectiveness to provide trainings and guidance related to social emotional learning, behavior, and data collection and analysis. We plan to continue working with technical assistance partners and the Institutes of Higher Education to provide supports to LEAs. These actions are designed to support your efforts in keeping students in the classroom so they have continued access to rigorous instruction. As a teacher, this means you will have the opportunities for professional, reflective growth and practices that will improve outcomes for students with unique needs. Our intention was to provide you with information about the State Performance Plan and the newly proposed target for Indicators 4A and 4B, and how, through our established goal and activities, we as the SEL team at OSIS plan to provide consistent, collaborative, proactive direction and support focused in the areas of social emotional learning, so that students can meet the profile of the South Carolina graduate with world-class knowledge, world-class skills, and life and career characteristics. We hope this information will enable you to have a richer understanding of our plan. We look forward to your feedback. Thank you.